Welcome to another edition of News Bites here on Daily World Television. My name is Kal Korff and I'm your host. A new revelation has come out which is rocking American politics. It turns out that while Republicans are decrying the influence of big money and vested large interests in American politics, these are Democratic donors such as billionaire George Soros. It turns out that several of the senators who have complained about big money in politics actually received money from Soros. Not coincidentally, these were people who ran against Donald Trump, who did not accept big money as a rule for his campaign. He, like Bernie Sanders, either funded it himself or took donations from much smaller people. Now, in the case of Soros, the Democrats also complain about big money in politics, but yet they love George Soros because he tends to back Democratic-leaning causes. However, we now know that Soros contributed a lot of money to the campaigns of Senator John McCain, who is a Trump opponent, Speaker Paul Ryan, which is a surprise, and even Jeb Bush, even though Bush does not need the money, he's independently wealthy, being a member of the Bush family. So here we have a situation where a political outsider, Donald Trump, a man who's never been a politician, surprisingly, he wins the party's nomination against all opposition and attempts by even Mitt Romney to stage a coup to deny him the delegates necessary to win the nomination. He eventually is accepted only begrudgingly by the party he now heads, the Republicans, working in tangent with Paul Ryan. But yet Ryan himself received money from Soros, which was earmarked to try to stop Trump. If this is not a redefinition or reaffirming of Machiavellian politics, nothing is. Then on the other side of the coin, you have the Democrats, who like to say that they're against big money in politics, but of course George Soros is one of their big donors, and of course they don't see anything wrong when he gives money to their cause. Trump has promised to drain the swamp in Washington, D.C. While some of his moves actually meet that campaign promise, on the other hand, one can argue that based on some of his political appointees and people assigned to his cabinet who are actually very wealthy men, several of them are actual billionaires, he seems to be draining the swamp by filling it with alligators.